Welcome back everybody to Detective D. Captain Bay. So he is a personal guard of the Ambassador Choi from Korea. The death of his master will undoubtedly carry severe consequences upon his return to Korea. Then he should just stay here then. Yeah, stay in China then. My name is Di and I'm in charge of this investigation. Are you Ambassador Choi's military guard? Yes, sir, I'm Captain Bay of the Korean Royal Guard. But there is no need for any further formalities. I do not wish to speak to any Chinese officials until an investigative team from my country is present. What do you mean? Why should I trust a Chinese detective when it is under Chinese care that the ambassador has been assassinated? Do you think me that naive? I can help you find answers, but you have to trust me. Trust you? How do I know this wasn't a plot concocted by your own government? How do I know you are not part of the act? I understand your reservations, but if we do not act tonight, the trail may be lost, and we may lose our only chance to apprehend the killer. How can we just do nothing and wait? I will make a bargain with you. Show me that you are truly here to find the truth. Show me your skills as an investigator, and I will cooperate and answer your questions. Very well, you have a deal. I will return when I have uncovered more about the case. I shall expect your cooperation. Alright. So, let's move on then. The waterfall? It is a great view. I can feel his mist brushing against my skin, yet there is a gentle stillness to this falls that is hard to describe. Alright, so inside the courtyard now. That is the Steward. Steward song. What is that item? A rag? Mr. Steward? You missed the rag back there. He is cleaning up the place, and somehow he missed the rag. That is very suspicious. His blank expression suggests a man looking for a distraction, but sweeping the floor doesn't seem to be helping. So he's only pretending to be sweeping then. Are you the steward of this estate? Yes, sir. You must be Di, the detective Minister Wang spoke of. I'm Song Yu Ming. I manage the small staff that cares for this compound and its guests. It's a relief to see you here, sir. Perhaps now we can find out what really happened here tonight. And that is my hope also. Can you tell me how the night unfolded? Dreadfully, sir. Not 100 years could I have imagined such terror. We thought this place was safe, untouchable even, but those notions were quickly smashed to bits tonight. Go on. Well, I was in the kitchen when it happened. I was overseeing the plating of some desserts with Chef Shu, when for no apparent reason, he just tumbled to the ground like a large sack of rice. I bent down to assist him, but suddenly my vision became blurry, and my legs felt weak. My weight pulled me to the floor, and that was that. I was out cold. Later, when I came to and saw that Chu was still on the ground, I checked to see if he was still alive, which he was. I knew then that I had to run to the sitting room, where I suspected the others had suffered a similar fate or worse. And there they were, all unconscious except for the ambassador's bodyguard. As I looked at him standing over his master's seat, it was at that moment that I realized the ambassador was missing. Did you wake the others? No, I didn't want to risk it. Who knows what kind of poison we had been subjected to. But there was no need. Only moments later they all started waking one by one. Once Minister Wang became fully aware of the situation, he immediately ordered us to search the premises for Ambassador Choi. I was as shocked as everyone else when his own guard found him dead in the garden grotto. What manner of sorcery could have lured him into that cave? That is indeed a vital question, but for now... Tell me about yourself and your staff. Well, the staff here is small, but we manage. Chef Chu and I have been working here since the beginning. Sung Ying, the maid servant, came on board last spring. We had to replace the first maid servant because her mother was sick and she wanted to return home to care for her. The rules and routines here are very strict, with all the secrecy and all, so there's little room for error or improvisation, and tonight was no exception. How did you prepare for tonight? Did everything go according to plan? Yes, sir. Our preparations were meticulous as always. We first greeted Minister Wang, followed by the ambassador shortly after sundown. I set the tables and lit the evening candles, and we promptly began serving supper, and then tea. And that is when I headed back into the kitchen to help prepare the desserts. You know what happened next? Did anyone else eat besides the minister and the ambassador? No, sir. The staff isn't allowed to eat until long after the guests have left. They have been instructed to eat before they arrive here, so it's usually not a concern. Same goes for the bodyguards. And am I right to assume that all the food is prepared on site? That is right. Everything is prepared here by Chef Chu. We don't allow any food from the outside. You said you lit the candles in the house at the start of the evening. What kind of candles do you use? For that, you will have to ask Sung Ying, the maidservant. She manages our candle supply. And did anyone change or handle the candles after you initially lit them this evening? No, sir. Our candles usually last well into the night. Even now, they still burn in the house. Why are you sweeping? Under the circumstances, the minister has surely given you leave of your regular duties. Or, yes, this is just for me, or rather for my nerves. Keeping busy helps me stay relaxed. Okay, that explains why he missed the rag back there, guys. The large rag. And besides, after all these years doing this job, I'm not used to sitting and waiting. Old habits died hard, I guess. Thank you. I'll leave you to your work. It's no trouble, sir. That was enlightening. Piece of cloth has been dropped on the ground. A rag coated with some kind of herbal oil. I cannot quite identify the herb, but it has a minty aroma. A minty aroma. Isn't that a strange smell? On a piece of cloth? Piece of rag? Look at the stain, the green stain. That is strange. Have I looked at the silk handkerchief yet? I don't think so, guys. Ambassador seal. Okay, we cannot take a closer look at the handkerchief, I suppose. Alright. Perfect for a late night game of chess. If there are no mosquitoes, that is. It's like a lantern festival in here. Alright, to the sitting room. Minister Wang Wa, we have met him already. And kitchen to the back. A fine painted vase featuring a dancing dragon. Okay, we're not touching that, guys. I'm sure that we won't be able to pay for the vase if we drop it on the ground. So I'm not going even to stand close to the vase. I see refreshments. Is that for me? Those buns? don't have the means to analyze the contents of the meal that was served. For now, I will need to rely purely on instinct and deduction. There is a lot of candles here. Look at the candelabra, looks like a leaf. Are those oranges? Mandarins? They won't have the means to analyze the contents, okay. Hello again, Minister Wang Hua. Sitting comfortably in the chair. How can I help, Detective? Any other thoughts on the case? I suppose I should feel relieved that the killer only intended to kill the ambassador, but I cannot help but wonder why the rest of us were spared. The killer obviously had the means to murder everyone here. Why did he choose to let us live? What sort of devious plot were we victims of? That's exactly why I'm here. Oh, hello, you are Sung Ying, the maidservant. Good evening. Her hands are trembling like the others. The night seems to have taken a toll. Nonetheless, her rare beauty is quite striking. I am Magistrate Direnji. I'd like to ask you some questions. Yes, sir, of course. My name is Sung Ying. I'm the maidservant. I'd like to hear your account of what happened tonight. Can you take me back to the beginning? Well, it all happened so fast. I remember the minister and the ambassador arriving one after the other just after nightfall. I remember them settling into the sitting room. The minister sat here, against the wall, and the ambassador was over there, to his left. We began the dinner service soon after that. Later, I remember Mr. Song saying he was going to the kitchen to check on the desserts, and that is when things took a terrible turn. One moment I was serving tea, and the next I was lying on the floor, confused and disoriented. When I realized that we had been drugged, and that the ambassador had been killed, I was so afraid I didn't know what to think. All I know is that he didn't deserve to die that way. But our destinies are often beyond our own control. We bend and break at the mercy of a higher power. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to ramble on. No need to apologize. What's taking place here tonight would unnerve the best of us. Thank you for your kind words. I hope you find the person who did this and bring them to justice. Tell me about yourself. I'm just a simple servant girl, have been since I was little. My parents died when I was very young, so I had to learn to defend for myself. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you treated well here? That I am? Sir, very well. Minister Wang is a good man, and Mr. Song is a very demanding, but I've never known him to be unreasonable. But now that this has happened, I wonder if they will continue to let us work here. How did you end up working here? I applied to an agency. They put my name on the waiting list and told me that they contact me if anything came up. I heard the girl who worked here before me had to leave because she had to take care of his sick mother. I guess I was just next in line. After that, I was happy to pay them their finest fee. Who supplies the candles that are used throughout the house? I buy a new batch every week from a local candle maker. I don't remember his name, sir, but everybody in town buys their candles from his shop. Did you notice anything different about the latest batch? No, they looked and smelled the same to me. They are just plain unscented candles. I'd like to examine any leftovers you may have. Where do you keep them? Yes, of course. They are stored in a small lockbox in the storage room. Here's a key. Okay, we got the key. Thank you, Miss Sun. I hope I was of some help. Okay, that also goes to the kitchen. And another expensive vase. Judging by its style and shape, this piece may date as far back as the Sui dynasty. Entrance courtyard. Okay, so the other one is the exit, or the back exit to the waterfall through the garden courtyard. Storage room. Can I go take a look at the entrance first? Yeah, the main entrance is this way. The front gates. This must be the compound's main water supply. Yeah, we came through this way, guys. Remember. And here is the guard, Sergeant Fang. I need to question you one more time, Sergeant Fang. Actually, this is the first time. Time for the interrogation. His pale complexion is in stark contrast to his dark green officer's uniform. You remember me? Hello. What can I do for you, detective? Tell me about yourself. Before I was reassigned to protect Minister Wang, I was a guard at the Imperial Palace. Frankly, I didn't even know I was being considered for this mission when my superior told me I had been picked for the job. I cannot complain though. I'd much rather be out here in the countryside than roaming the halls of that stuffy palace. Excuse my bluntness again, sir. What are your thoughts on the ambassador's murder? Truthfully, sir, I think the rest of us are lucky to be alive. I know I'll be thanking the gods in my prayers tonight. If I may be so bold, sir, something tells me Ambassador Choi was up to no good. Why else would someone go through all that trouble just to get to him? And whoever it was, they sure knew what they were doing. What can you tell me about Minister Wang? Minister Wang is an immensely disciplined man. His dedication to his work is remarkable. Although I don't know the details, I know that whatever treaty he and Ambassador Choi were working on was of great importance. And he poured himself into it. Just hope that after what happened tonight, some part of that work can still be saved. Have there been any other incidents? Have there been any other incidents since your time here in Panglai? That is just it. That's just it. Sir, there have been no disturbances until today. Everything had been going so well, all that was left was for the two sides to sign the agreement, and the mission would have been complete. So I'm thinking that someone who wants to stop them from signing the agreement murdered the ambassador. As simple as that, guys. They don't want the two sides to call a truce. What are the security arrangements for this compound and its guest? My job is to ensure the security of the minister. Where he goes, I go. This compound simply acts as a secure meeting place. Since it's situated behind the military base just north of here and its location is kept top secret, there's no need for additional guards, which would only raise suspicion. I see. And dignitaries such as Ambassador Choi also travel with guards? Yes, sir. If they travel alone, they do so at their own risk. In fact, many officials will travel with a larger contingent of bodyguards before these meetings. I heard the Emperor himself requested that secrecy be the top priority. That is all, Sergeant. Thank you. Alright. Shall we go to the storeroom right now? We're supposed to look for candles. Yeah, leftover candles.